Hey everyone, what's going on? Today I'm going to go ahead and show you guys how to see a breakdown of all of your age, gender, and placements of your ads on Facebook. I think this is the most important to be able to optimize around in terms of scaling your ads because I'm a big believer in doing broad targeting. And then these are the three different categories that I scale and make my adjustments in. So I'm going to go ahead and get my big face off of the screen and get started. All right, so now we're in the actual ad account and we're only just looking at the last 30 days just for the reference on this. And it'll give you enough data to be able to see trends and changes in your ad account. Now, I do recommend when you do this, looking back at like 30, 60, 90 day, even, the max 365 days, but you have to take all this with a grain of salt depending on where you're at with your business. So, for example, if I want to see across all of these, what is the breakdown for, age? So I can go ahead, click the breakdown button on the top right, and then just hit age. Now we're going to see a lot of different results pop up. You want to scroll all the way down to the bottom. And then once you scroll to the bottom, you should see results from 9 campaigns. Once you click that, obviously this will pop up, and then you can go ahead and see purchases by the different age range. So really important to keep in mind when you do this, make sure you have your right columns set up that you want to see your data on, and then that will allow you to filter by your age range. So for example, I see 35 to 44, 45 to 54, and this looks great. Okay, so now I'm like, I might be thinking, okay, great. I want to take all the spend that I've been spending here and send it over here. Well, before you do that, go ahead and take a look at your first off some other metrics, but obviously you want to take a look to see what it costs to generate the sale there and if it's profitable. So for example, I'm just going to use ROAS in this case. You can see the ROAS column up here, followed all the way down, and this is again grouped for the 9 campaigns that I have above. The ROAS seems to be the best in the 35 to 44 age range, and actually the worst in the 45 to 54. Go back over again, the 45 to 54 actually generated a decent amount of sales, but the ROAS results weren't nearly as profitable as maybe 25 to 35. Now, what I can do is I can test and see, what happens if I turn this one off. 65 plus is probably the one that I would turn off in this scenario. But if my goal as a business is to grow overall sales and to to keep things, grow brand recognition, generate new customers, I'm okay with it being at a 2 ROAS if I know the overall account is at a 4 and I'm generating sales between uh, all my campaigns, and that I can have a loss leader age range if I need to. So again, you have to keep a lot of this in mind with the general goals of the business. But if you're trying to look for maybe some quick wins, or it's the holiday season and you're really only wanting to spend on your most profitable customers, and you want to know what the age that is, boom, here you go. Now the other breakdown, as you can see from earlier, we're going to switch this over to, and also again, remember this is grouped by your campaigns. A lot of people only look at this by a campaign breakdown, but this is grouped all your data in the account, which I really, really love that. Took me a long time to figure that out. All right, so gender. Same thing. We can see the gender breakdown at the bottom down here. That is, scroll back to the left. We can see that most of our sales are from male. So I could go ahead and just turn off female in this scenario. During this time period, we were testing out some new creative to see if we could generate some more female sales. Certainly did not work the way we thought it would. So lesson learned there. And then the other part to this is, okay, now look at the ROAS between these. Our males are significantly more profitable than female sales in terms of ROAS. Other thing to look at is add to carts. I want to see if we're generating a decent amount of add to carts. I would argue that there's probably a decent amount of fall off between females adding to cart and then not going through and purchasing. We also see that this has a higher link click through rate. So people actually clicking the rate for males. And the other part to this is like, if you're going to try and mess with some of these, there's numerous ways to do it, but I would only really think about the way you can see this adjust being creative. Meaning, if you create, 5 new videos, make sure that, maybe a decent amount of them are going towards optimizing for more sales in your top demographic, in this case for males, but also see if you can't break into that female market if that's your goal. If not, turn off females in this scenario and you're golden. Last breakdown I really love to look at is placement. Now, this is going to be pretty large because I have all placements turned on because it's a CBO campaign and I believe in letting it optimize for the placement. And then I can go in and turn them off if I need to. But overall, this isn't anything crazy. We in the mobile app on the Facebook feed, this is where we're seeing most of our purchases come in from. Then you can see Instagram, mobile app, mobile feed, or feed, I should say, Instagram Reels, Instagram Stories. So this is really important to know because you need to have good vertical content. Again, I'd love to see the ROAS from those different levels in the feed. I should adjust my comp so I can see ROAS and sales in the same thing. So 9.5 for Instagram Stories. So that's a really good thing for us to know. That's where we get our best return. Then the Facebook right-hand column, that's not going to be a lot of sales. I can almost guarantee you that. Yeah, only 3 sales. Let's see. 21, 3, 4, 2.4 in the Facebook feed. That's a huge number of sales come in there. So, yeah, again, you have to take this all with a grain of salt and understand what your business objectives are as you're looking through this. Again, I think this is a super helpful breakdown to see it all grouped in one area. And if you want to dig in by campaign, you can also do that. This is just going to keep going on and on and on if you look at by campaign level. But if you want to see it all grouped together, just go all the way to the bottom and hit this drop down. All right. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Bye.